incomes are not keeping pace with the actual rental rates. So at some point or some point, we want to make sure that people can afford to live in the cities that they work. We have a population of people who rent for a time and then move on, so we want to make sure that they can live and work in the same community. And then we have a group of people who rent their whole lifetime, and their income is not keeping pace with the rental rates, and so someone has to make it affordable. We have families who've lived in communities their whole lives, and if we don't preserve the communities in which they live and offer them a chance to stay in those communities, they have to move someplace else, and they have to move farther and farther away. And now you're talking about other issues, transportation, how do I get to work? So I think it's important to keep communities stable. And for people who've lived there all their lives, I think it's important for them to have a chance to stay there. I think the solution is twofold. One, nonprofits, the types of companies that preserve affordable housing, need to attract the right people, talented people, and retain those people so that we have the capacity to actually go out and do this. And secondly, I think our access to capital has to increase. More and more, we're finding that we have problems around gap financing. In other words, the cost to purchase a property and to rehab it and make it affordable, there's usually a gap in the amount of money that's needed. And so that's the biggest issue for us, making sure that we try to find soft debt, we try to find other sources of funding to make the deal work. Well, a good success story for us would be a property called the Bates Heritage School in Annapolis, Maryland. This was a vacant high school that was vacant for the last 15 years in the inner city. And there was a great need for senior housing in Annapolis. So we took on the project and we turned that high school into a senior residence. To make a long story short, the current residents in there are 80% of them are actually graduates of that high school. And so they have reunions, they are part of the community, they lived in the community, and now they're back and they are a vital part of that community now.